Hi there everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Welcome back to another video. We are still mass producing this week, and today I'm actually making cards with no stamping. So I am cutting down this piece of paper from the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. I want 3 of the snowmen on each piece, and I want them to be 5 1/4 inches wide. So I had to do some fancy maneuvering to make sure I got 3 of the snowmen, but you can do this or you can stamp and whatever you want to do, but this is how I wanted to do it. So like I said, each is cut at 5 1/4 inches wide. Misty, brain, talk, speech. And then I think they end up being 3 inches tall. I'm not sure. I just went, I didn't even bother cutting off top. I just cut off the bottom. So I'm cutting this piece down to 5 1/8 by however much, and it looks like 3 1/4, maybe 3 1/2. Sorry, I don't have the measurements, but as I mentioned on Monday, you want to do all these in steps. So I started with my designer series paper. You could start with your cardstock, whatever you want to do. And then once I get enough, I'm going to move on to the next step. So I'm making 8 cards today. And like I said, and no stamping. You can see over to the right, I have the To Be Jolly. That's going to go on the inside of our card. Here, I'm cutting the inside card bases. I didn't have to do that on Monday because my card was already white. So I'm cutting these down to 4 by 5 1/4. Almost always the inside card panel is 4 by 5 1/4, unless I've just screwed up and don't want to redo it. So my card bases are going to be Calypso Coral, Misty, Coastal Cabana. So I am scoring all of them at 5 1/2, and then I'm going to 4 1/4. Then I'm going to cut them at 5 1/2. Holy brain. Let's go. Let's do this. We got it. We got it. So I hope you guys are having a good week. It is hump day. So yeah. Isn't this paper just so cute? Oh, and you guys know I'm obsessed with aqua and red for Christmas. So I am bringing in a piece of real red. That's going to be 4 inches tall by 5 3/8 inches wide, I think. I'm not very helpful, am I? I'm sorry. Hopefully after the beginning of the year, I'll be able to get back to where I share project sheets on my blog that have the measurements, but I just don't have time right now. I'm getting ready for the surgery. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just adhering all these down flat with snail. Actually, this is the adhesive from scrapbook.com, but you can use snail, you can use liquid glue, whatever you have in your stash. I think I say that every video, and every video it's true. Okay, so once I get that done, I want to go ahead and add this real red ribbon. This is the 1/8 curly ribbon, I think is what it's called. So I'm going to measure it against one piece, and then I'm going to cut off 8 pieces, and then we're going to get those attached to our card layers. I'm just doing that by fraying it just a little bit, and then putting it down with Scotch tape. And again, this is something that you can do with washi tape, micropore tape. You could do it with liquid glue. You could do it with, tape runner, whatever you want to use. But I'm fraying it just a little bit. That way it lies a little flatter. Now, hindsight is 20/20 on these cards. I ended up just gluing this layer flat to the real red. I would suggest that you go ahead and pop it up, just because this, even though I'm fraying it, it still creates a little bit of a bubble right there in that area. If that doesn't bother you, then go right ahead. In fact, these cards are for sale if you're interested. I still think they turned out adorable. But there's just that little bit of bump when I adhere them down. So I'm going to go ahead and fold all of my card bases, and then we're going to get these layers adhered. going to be using a liquid glue for that, I think. I mean, just look how pretty this paper is. I love it. So cute. So while I am adding these card layers in, let me remind you that you can follow the links in the description box down below to head over to the coordinating blog post to see pictures, or the links for the supplies are also listed down below. That'll take you to my Stampin' Up! Shop. You can make a purchase if you're interested in using the hostess code. That is over on the blog. I also have a class that I will be announcing probably on Saturday. I haven't quite decided, and I'll have all the details for you then. I'm really excited. It's going to be an exclusive bundle, and you guys may have seen it. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to what other demonstrators have been posting. I don't like to post stuff super early for you guys because then you can't get it. And then you have to want it. It's like one of my favorite authors is like, oh, this book is up for pre-order and it's like 6 months away. And I'm like, no, just like the surgery. It's like, oh, you need to have surgery. I'm going to schedule it 3 months out. And I'm like, no. And now it's here and it's like, so I'm actually doing this voiceover. I mentioned this on Monday. So all the voiceovers I'm doing for this week's cards are being done on Tuesday, the 7th. It's about 3:15 p.m. And this is my 8th voiceover of the day. Nothing like waiting until the very last minute, Misty. But I've been cooking, I've been crafting, like I've been trying to fill my head. Unfortunately, I only got until like the 3rd week of October done, but I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna complain. Okay, so this is, like I said, I went ahead and used liquid glue, and it doesn't look bad in the least bit. There's just that little bitty hump where the ribbon is. So if you don't mind it, you can leave it. If you don't, pop it up. It's completely up to you. But I just love how these turned out. I didn't have to do any kind of stamping, and they're just so stinking cute. Now, one thing I ran into with liquid glue, as you guys know, I got it everywhere. So all you need to do, especially if it's this multi-purpose glue, once it dries, bring in an adhesive eraser. Now mine is one that I picked up, I think it's from Xyron, but I think you could use like a piece of rubber or something too. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure there's a hack. Someone's got a card making hack about removing adhesive. It ain't me. I like that adhesive eraser. So it got a little messy, but like I said, I waited until they all dried, and then I went ahead and went back, and that was a little Diet Pepsi break, if you caught that. So for this class, again, I will be announcing more details later down the road. It will be where you make a purchase, and then I send you the class supplies instead of you having to pay me to ship it to you. And that's because it's going to be one of those while supplies last pretty bundles. If I wasn't using so much glue, Misty, you wouldn't have so much glue coming out. Oh my dang. Yeah. Don't be me. Don't be Misty. Don't make a mess with the glues. It'll be all right. So anyway, it'll be one of those bundles because it's exclusive and it's while supplies last. But again, I'll have, hopefully Saturday, I don't know, maybe next week, I'll have more information. I'm really hoping to have all of the cards done and have the supply sheet available for you before that goes live. That way you can make your list and you can get that and pick up any other supplies that you need to do. One of the stamps has to be colored, so we're going to be coloring with our blends. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So after I do this, I'm going to bring in a piece of real red, and I'm going to go ahead and add this to the back of the, no, I'm not. No, I'm going to, okay. So I don't have any real red glimmer paper. So what I did was bring in this real red sheet of cardstock, and I'm adding the Spectrum Noir glitter pen all over it. Now, the thing is, this will make your cardstock wet because it's basically, wet glitter. But I'm going to go ahead and heat this with my heat tool. There is glitter paper available for the holiday catalog. So if you need that, you can check that out. And the good thing about the new paper from Stampin' Up! Is that it doesn't shed. This stuff still gets everywhere. So I'm going to be die cutting. So I went ahead and put this on some of the adhesive sheets. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell this anymore, but it's still available through Sizzix. And as I've mentioned in the past, you can use score tape, you can use tear tape, anything that has a backing on it and that's removable, you can use. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through 8 times. And I'm just doing that on my Gemini. I think someone posted a comment about the Gemini and haven't had a chance to respond. I love it. I do wish I got in the Junior because I have the big Mama Jamma, but I still love it. So you can see here all of the To Be Jollies that I got out of this piece of paper. And I didn't want it to say to be jolly. I just wanted to say to be jolly. So after I poke out the adhesive, I'm going to bring in my paper snips in a bowl, and I'm just cutting off the word to. So it says be jolly. So I didn't have to put a sentiment on the front because, like I said, I didn't want to stamp. I just wanted to do this real quick without any stamping. So once I've done that, I'm going to adhere those to the inside of the card. Didn't it just turn out so cute? Oh my word, I love it. So cute. I love this font. These dies are so good. If you haven't bought them, they coordinate, I think it's called the Holly Jolly Greeting Stamp Set, or the bundle. The dies are just great on their own for the 'Tis the Season and the To Be Jolly, and then the silhouette of Santa that I used one day last week. So yeah, really, really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those done in all 8 of the cards. Really simple, really easy. Like I said, it takes a little bit. I wasn't able to run these 2 at a time, like on top of each other because of the adhesive paper. It was just too thick. So it took a little time, but it wasn't so bad. I think all in all, these cards took me just a little over an hour. So pretty much the same as the ones on Monday. Maybe a little bit longer, but not too bad. I cut this down to a 15-minute video, so not so bad. And here you can see me going through and using my adhesive eraser to remove all of that excess glue. So anywhere that's shiny is what I'm taking off. Now, if you use the Ranger Matte Medium, whatever, that wouldn't be shiny and it probably wouldn't be quite as noticeable. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and tie some bows. This ribbon is really good for bow tying. It will fray at the ends, but that's fine. I mentioned in a couple of videos ago that I thought this looked like rickrack, like a 3D rickrack, and I really like it. So as I'm finishing up these cards, don't forget that you can head over to the coordinating blog post, which is linked down below, like I mentioned, to see up close pictures, to find links, etc. I was hoping to have a new website before Christmas. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm having issues with my designer. He's supposed to be getting a refund. Don't know if that's going to happen. It's a whole mess of things. So I put it on my to-do list to deal with after I'm home and after I have recovered. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you. Make sure you leave all of your comments in the comments down below. If you have any questions, let me know. And I appreciate you. And like I said, be on the lookout for that class announcement. Hopefully I will have it. I'm not going to have time to film it before tomorrow, but hopefully when I get home, after a couple of weeks, I'll feel like filming it. So, all right, I'm going to adhere these with some glow dots and call it a day. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I'm going to let you watch the rest of this and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.